Okay, something a little bit different for you today, and this is a tune that's written by perhaps the best ukulele player that you've never heard of, and I hope you'll have heard of him because I've mentioned him before in some of my videos. And his name is Jan Laurenz, and Jan Laurenz lives in Switzerland. He's a multi-instrumentalist, plays guitar, studied jazz and flamenco in Switzerland, and he went down to Barcelona and lived there to study flamenco guitar as well. But he just loves the ukulele like we all do. Check him out, please. Jan has been a patron of mine, which is a little bit embarrassing because I feel he's a much better musician than I am. So thanks to Jan for agreeing to let me share this with you. It's called The Mystical Forest, and it's not a very long piece. It's quite simple. The interesting thing about this piece is the scale that we're using. As you can see here, that I've got it in the key of F minor, and it's not F minor as such. It's it's what I would call the C Phrygian dominant. Don't ask me about all of these things. But what we have is Jan has done this absolutely brilliantly, because we've got this it's based on the F harmonic minor scale. So if I played an F major scale, an F minor scale, so you got that, and then if we move it up to the dominance, then which is the C, we've got this sound that sounds very much like what you hear in flamenco music, and also Oriental Eastern music. Music from the Middle East. It is a little bit of a cliche, not all Eastern music sounds like that, but when Western composers want to create that vibe, they use this scale. And what Jan's done is he's created a fingerstyle piece basically just on chord shapes. But it doesn't sound like that at all, but it is the same scale. But it does sound kind of mysterious. I like the name of it as well, so I'm terrible at naming tunes, but Jan chose a great name for this one called The Mystical Forest. Alright, so I'm just going to talk you through it fairly quickly. It's basically 3 sections. Okay, 4 bars that repeat. Okay. Now Jan plays his on soprano ukulele. Okay, and when he's doing all of these hammer-ons and just hammer-ons. There you go. He's actually doing like a little half bar across. Okay, so F and B flat together. Okay, so you can hammer on with your little finger. Let's put that up there. Hammer on with your little finger here, and hammer on with your third finger here. And I'm playing a tenor ukulele, so I find that a little bit. It's not a big stretch, but when you have to hammer on and hold this little finger here, then it just make your hand tired a little bit. So you can hear on my recording that sometimes the strings are buzzing a little bit, just because my fingers were getting a bit tired. Okay, so we've got the first part where he comes back. So we're playing this kind of arpeggio. It comes back down to the note G here. Okay, and then the second time he plays it, he just stops here on the A flat. Okay, so A flat there. So all the way through. And you can hear I'm missing. Stopping there. You're going to play that twice all the way through. Okay, and then we go to the next section. Now what you're going to do here is you're going to hold, if you can see that, what's the best angle for you to see that? Like that maybe. That's a beautiful chord. I don't really know what it's called. So I've got D flats and an E natural and B flats like that. Okay, so I'm going to hold that with first, second and third fingers just all lined up like that. Okay, and then coming off, so we've got this E natural there, and I'm going to hold that there, and then we're going to take my first finger off and play G open. Okay, so those 2 bars there. Okay, just a simple arpeggio. Oops, yeah, that's right. Okay, take your first finger off. Okay, and then the second 2 bars then is we just go from C7, normal C7, so we're keeping this E natural here, and then a C7. Okay, so sorry, just a C major chord and then a C7 chord like that. Okay, so we're just going to come down and back into it, so it repeats. Okay, now we're going to do that all the way. So when we get to here, we're going to go back and play it all over again. Okay, so I haven't put any coders in yet. I'm going to do that later on. And that goes all over again, exactly the same. Okay, and then before we move into the next section, why didn't I put a number on there? We're just going to stay on the note. We're going to stay on the C chord. Play that round once, and then play it again, and we're going to stay on this C chord. Okay, so when we go back to our play the first section all the way through again, and the second section again, and repeat that. And this time, you stay on this note, C here, and Jan slows down here before we get into our next section. Okay, so our C section then is the final section that we need to learn, and then everything else just repeats. So stay on there and just slow it right down. Like that. Okay, so slowing it right down, and then we get into our final section, then, which gives us a little bit of relief from this tense, minor harmonic scale. Which is just a simple F minor chord, and it's just hammering on, pulling off and hammering on. It's not pulling off actually. I don't play that as a pull off, so let's just remove that. What we're going to do is we're going to come off. Yeah, it's better not to. Well, you could if you wanted to. No one's going to complain about that, but I'm not doing that. Okay, so that was misleading. I thought I was going to do that, but in the end I didn't. Okay, so I'm going to play exactly the same pattern as what we did in the first section. Okay, and then we increase the tension again by playing this F minor chord, and instead of playing the fifth, which is the dominant, we're going to play it as a flat fifth. Flat fifth here then is going to be what is it? It's going to be B natural. Yeah, it's not a flat fifth then, is it? Yes, it is. So we're increasing the tension again. So that's nice. F minor. And then we just come back into. So I need to put a coda in there. So we're going to go back to the beginning, and we're going to play the first section again. So I'm going to put that in on the music for you, and that's a nice tune. And as I was struggling, I worked on that. I learned it a few months ago when Jan first brought it out. I'll put a link to it, or maybe I'll even post his version. It'll be better than mine. It is better than mine, that's for sure. I learned it a few months ago, and this week I was a bit pushed for time. Didn't have time to do a new piece for you this week, so I thought I'd post this and share Jan's wonderful work with you as well. So please check him out. And Jan, you're probably watching this, so thanks very much for sharing and being here, present on this Patreon. That's very kind of you. There we go. Enjoy then. That one is fun. It's a good tune. So see you next time.